Hello, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. I was going to say we're going to have a little bit of a different stream tonight, but it's in fact a very similar stream to the last one we had because I'm going to be playing the Final Fantasy XVI demo again. Hello there. Yes, there I am. It's a good sign. I really enjoyed the demo the last time I played it, which was when it dropped on Monday, I guess. Played through the whole thing in one sitting, found it very compelling, both from a narrative standpoint and a gameplay standpoint. Really enjoyed the action combat. But I thought it might be interesting to play through the demo again now with the benefit of context. So understanding kind of the full scope of what they're giving us in this demo, beginning to end, at least the prologue demo. So I'm going to play through that again. I'm going to comment on it a little bit as I go through with some of the new things that we've learned. Let me just rejig my screen here so I can actually see your lovely messages in the chat. There you are. There you are. And yeah, I'll comment a little bit more on some of the interesting things that I'm noticing now, like a second time through. And I'm going to play with the options a little bit more as well. So there were some things that we didn't really do on our last playthrough that we'll do this time. For one, I'd like to test the accessibility settings a little bit. I am colorblind, and there's not really an issue with colorblindness in this game. Mostly with puzzle games is where I deal with that. But there are some other accessibility settings in here, so we'll throw those on for the benefit of checking them out, and in case there's anybody who they apply to. For example, people who have hearing issues, they can benefit from checking those out on this stream as well. So when you start the demo, you get just a walkthrough of some settings. So here's one of those things, visual alerts. You'll see that turns on kind of little waveform effects on the sides of the screen. And that just gives you a feel for like the size of the sound that's happening, in case you can't hear it for whatever reason. Maybe you just like to play mute, so you don't bother your Dobermans. So that's going to be it. For these intro settings anyway.
Moss the Chronicler who said.
Okay, I was going to see if it was possible to skip this intro cutscene. It looks like it's not.
Is blessed.
So let's watch it together.
Other crystals. And that it was this light which finally led our forebears out of the darkness. Yet, what they saw in the light gave rise to temptation. Temptation that ever lures us back into the crystal shadow. And thus did our journey begin.
Hey, Cursed. Just getting ready to play through this full demo again. I wanted to test if it was possible to skip that opening cutscene, but I don't think I'm going to, as a rule, be skipping cutscenes in this replay, in case there are people joining me for the first time who didn't watch the last stream. You want to get all the juicy story bits. So what we have here is the initial Phoenix versus Fire Eikon battle. This is going to be Clive remembering back to this dramatic moment that happened to him several years ago. They open the game with this, so you really have, when you're playing it for the first time, you have no context for what this is or what it means. So of course I was thinking up, various theories about what this battle could possibly represent. Like, is this Clive... I think that smoked me. Was this Clive, trying to gain the power of the Phoenix and then not succeeding, or what was this? Of course, we find out later on what's actually happening in this scene. Well, I think I dodged that one. Good. On these big cinematic battles, where the action is all kind of choreographed, it can be hard to tell sometimes if you successfully dodged or not. So this is all cutscene at this point. But don't worry, we'll get a significantly extended version of this battle later on in the demo. Alright, so there's Clive basically watching a fire and remembering that happened. So at this point, yeah, it looks like I can skip this cutscene. I'm not going to yet.
It'll be light soon. Both camps have begun to stir.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
No one else? Where's the fun in that? How do we even know the girl will be among them?
Our kind do not question orders. We follow them.
Kind.
Try to keep that in mind.
And then he leans into the fire to really highlight the brand on his face, and of course Clive touches it too. Nice little visual storytelling tips. Our kind being bearers, basically magical slaves, I guess. Or people who have been touched or blessed by an icon. So we have some iconic powers. Like putting out a fire with drippy hands. So currently my name is Wyvern and I'm traveling with this elite group of assassins. And we have one target. Some really nice graphical effects way down in the background there. You can see like the dust and the smoke rising from the gorge.
Focus, Wyvern.
Really nice.
You are key to this mission's success.
You know, normally in a previous gen game that would just kind of be like a texture. You could actually really see the dust and stuff down there. That's a comment I made repeatedly when I was playing this demo for the first time. That you can really tell the difference between like games that are PS5 and previous generations, and this one being developed specifically for current gen. So basically letting the PS4 go. Yeah, they didn't have to pull any punches in terms of graphics and stuff. Okay, so now we're getting into the main menu. Let's adjust a few more settings. How often do I stream Let's Plays? Cursed, I have not really streamed Let's Plays very often historically. I mostly focus on Langrisser, like PvP content. But that said, I've been building this nice little setup that I've got here over the past couple months, and I think I'm going to start trying to stream Let's Plays a lot more often. Like, I'll be streaming Final Fantasy XVI as much as I can, but I have a few other little games, like more bite-sized games, that when I'm in the mood to play them, I'll probably just turn the stream on and start streaming those as well. Alright, let's see what other settings we have access to now that we have the menu. Don't want to invert any controls. There's my visual alerts, which I've turned on already. Okay, we have some more subtitle settings here. Subtitle background, that'll just be like the darker bar to make the words appear more easily. Speaker names, why wouldn't we turn speaker names on for now? And hearing impaired subtitles, I'm not sure what the difference between just subtitles and hearing impaired subtitles. That might be more descriptive audio, so like when there's noises and stuff happening, it'll tell me that in a subtitle, but we'll find out. Okay, and it looks like that's everything extra to turn on. And now we know that this, like, bossy guy, the leader of our group, is Tiamat. And I'm Wyvern. Hey Ron, welcome to the stream.
Just in time.
Din of Battle. So yeah, there's some of that descriptive audio there. That's actually helpful. And you can tell from the like audio waveforms along the side that it was quite like muffled until it cut down to the actual battlefield, and you can see how much more dramatic those waveforms are now. So if you weren't hearing, or if you had the game muted, you could tell just from that visual representation when that jump in volume happened. Pretty cool. I like that feature. And the music is just fantastic throughout this demo. There we are.
These Iron-Blood are more beast than man.
The way this is going, they won't need this new dominant of theirs. What?
New dominant. Okay, so they must have just gotten the Iron-Blood. They're basically... The Iron-Blood are basically like the Ironborn of Game of Thrones, or kind of like the Vikings. They live on a series of islands off the coast of the main continent. And they're kind of primitive, like barbaric.
Through the gates! Quickly! Move!
But it sounds like they must have just gotten their hands on a new dominant, and that's who we're sent to kill.
Do not pledge your swords to our cause!
You pre-ordered Final Fantasy XVI? Nice. Yeah, I have it pre-ordered too from Amazon, and I'm not sure if it's going to arrive on Thursday or not. I got my little shipping email. And it says it might come like Friday to Monday. If it comes on Friday, that's fine. I don't need to play it like right on day one. But if it's not coming till the week after that, it's going to be hard to go through that weekend without playing the game. A lot of people have been commenting in their responses to this demo about how front-loaded, there's a bunch of swearing,
I wonder that you summoned us at
there's a
all.
bunch of, like,
Have you so little
sexual
faith?
innuendo, all the smoking in this scene, about how, like, how much more in-your-face
Was the
mature it is.
Daleks who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of
But I think it's
Dragoon?
actually a good idea to front-load a bunch of that stuff right into the prologue, especially given that they released it as a demo, so that people who want to try out the game can really get a good taste of what the tone of the game is going to be as
Your
well.
dominant has yet to take the field. And when he does, our knights would only get in the way.
Perhaps you have not heard, but the Iron-Blood now have their own dominant. We would be fools to underestimate them.
Bugger their knights.
What did you say?
Should this citadel be allowed to fall? The capital will lie
Well-built man, yeah.
And I doubt the Crusaders will wait for the good king's pawns to line up before taking to the board.
Yeah, Ron, actually, I haven't checked what the actual rating of the game is, but I'm sure it must be... What's the ESRB equivalent of R-rated movies? Is it like rated M? We've got it all in Final Fantasy XVI. We've got it all. Blood and guts? Actually, I'm not sure if there's
This game
going to be full nudity in this game. Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, they have nudity in the Witcher games, and clearly this is at least partly inspired by some stuff like that. Hey, Emma Zero, welcome to the stream.
You cock.
I am. I'm streaming on Twitch. Yep. So the bot will post any chat messages on Twitch over to the YouTube chat and vice versa.
Take care.
Does the lion take care when he chases the hare?
Okay, so his name is Hugo. See, this is actually a nice thing about having the names turned on in the subtitles.
You are alive.
If you want to refer to these characters after playing the demo, you don't have to be like the giant guy or the Irish girl.
Frost, Benedicta. But I will need someone to warm me when I come home.
They're talking about adult themes right now. Alright, back to being me.
The front lines are gone. This is our chance. The chaos will conceal us.
I know I eventually end up getting a cooler outfit than this. Okay, let's run. Oh, I can jump now too, good. I made that comment the first time I played through the demo on the last stream. All I care about from Final Fantasy XIV is running and jumping. So now at least I have the ability to run and jump. Everything else is extra.
And quick and deadly.
As always. Take the van.
Wait. Something's not right.
There's our well-built man now.
Titan. So the Darmaks finally grew tired of being slaughtered.
It's a good thing I wasn't sent to kill that guy. Okay, there's Shiva too. Yeah, I'm a zero. We're gonna get 2 Eikon action now. This is a good scene.
Come on.
Seeing the difference between this Shiva and the Shiva from Final 14 is just immense. Look at all those nice particle effects on the ice. So good. This is why they didn't want to pledge their knights to the front lines. Titan's just stomping all his own dudes. A little bit of a size mismatch, that's fine. Yeah, the music throughout this demo is really good. Especially these big set pieces, like the music during the Phoenix battle is also really great. I agree, Emma. I'm hoping there's a lot more of them in the game than just the couple. Well, obviously there's going to be a bunch of them, but I hope there's a lot of them.
You don't get to die here, Wyvern. Move!
It's funny, every time a Final Fantasy game comes out, it's always the big summons that kind of are the test of the new graphics. I remember when Final Fantasy VII? When Final Fantasy VII came out, and like, obviously that was polygon graphics. Big chunky polygons, but I remember like summoning for the first time in that game and being like, oh, graphics have peaked. We've come a long way since then. Oh, a few F-bombs. In case anyone's planning on playing through this demo with their kids. Yeah, Soda, Ifrit's in a bunch of them. I mean, Ifrit must be in all of them.
Who's gonna stand there?
I remember him being a really early summon in, like, Final Fantasy IV. Cinematic slow-mo, love to see it. Alright, so we're almost at the end of this first part of the demo here, and then we're gonna cut to a flashback. Yeah, if you missed the very start of the stream, I was talking about playing with all the different accessibility settings. So that's actually, it's an option in the menu. Most people are going to have that turned off, but this is audio alerts, just to give a visual cue for the, like, sound that's happening in the game.
I told you before, you do not get to die.
For this run through the demo, where I've already played through the demo once, so for this run through the demo, I wanted to play with different settings and stuff enabled to get a feel for all the options that we have. Yeah, and in case someone who's hearing impaired wants to check out this stream instead of my previous stream, maybe it's a little bit more helpful for them. Alright, so here we're flashing back to 13 years prior to what we just witnessed. And just from the looks of things, we can already tell this is going to be the combat training montage.
Well, if you're not cut out to be a shield,
learn the basic commands. I should have been testing how skippable this stuff is. Okay, so this little piece is skippable. I don't really want to skip anything for this demo, though.
I'm sure he'd find a way. My brother always looks after me. Right?
Go on. You're sure to hit him eventually.
Don't give up now.
Torgal, my favorite character, obviously. If he could be renamed, I'd be renaming him Applesauce. Yeah, that's an interesting thought, Avenger. This, even though it's an RPG, it's actually kind of speedrun friendly because of the new action combat system. So you can skip as much story as possible, and then the combat is really skill-based. So it's very similar to, well, I mean, people compare it to a lot of different action games. More modern gamers, action gamers, might compare it to like the Dark Souls series, like Elden Ring. You know, older school action fans might compare it to like Devil May Cry, although I think it's a bit of a simpler system than the DMC games. I'm a Dynasty Warriors nerd, like an Omega Force nerd, so I compare it to Dynasty Warriors games. But definitely, once speedrunners get their hands on it and get a little bit of practice with it, it'll be very interesting to see what kind of crazy stuff they're able to do. Because if you get really good at this game's system, you could, like, go through and fight hard bosses at really low level, just with skill alone. Alright, let's cast fire. Oh, you sneak, dodging my fire spells.
Well done. You wield the Firebird's flames just as a first shield should.
You flatter me, my lord.
Or would you rather I flattened you? Can be arranged. Let's see if you can elude my blade. After all, your attacking prowess will count for naught if you don't live long enough to use it. On your toes, Lord Rossfield.
Hey, I see a shiny item up there in the gallery. I'm gonna go get it. Precision dodging, okay.
Keep trying, Clive.
Nope. That's precision getting hit.
How did you dodge that? I was sure I had you.
That was amazing.
Not quite. Good.
Some of the timing mechanics are fun in this game too. Parrying, which we're going to learn about a little bit later. More difficult, I haven't had as much time to practice parrying.
But you are not just any shield,
But once you learn the enemies, I'm sure it gets really intuitive.
Apart from the rest. You have been blessed by the Phoenix.
Oh, there's a parry. There's a parry, and parrying successfully is amply rewarded. So yeah, if you're a parrying fan, you're going to enjoy it.
I'm waiting.
Alright, what was I supposed to do here? I'm sure the tutorial will show me. Oh, this is my little Phoenix dash. Just a week to go. Yeah, you're right, Ron. I'm getting more and more hyped as time goes by. Really hoping my game shows up in time. Oh, Street Fighter 6, Amma. I'm kind of jealous. Like, I like Street Fighter. I'm not good at Street Fighter. Like, not good to the point that I don't really want to spend new game scratch on the game. I'll wait until it gets a bit cheaper. You know how Capcom is.
You seem a little worse for wear. Now that won't do at all.
All right. Let's get into gamer position here. There. Consumables. All right. I don't really need consumables. Oh, I guess he did beat me up. I'm supposed to fully heal myself. Kind of Estus Flask-esque. Just a nice little push of the D-pad to use whatever items you have assigned. Pretty quick, pretty nice.
Utilize every tool at your disposal if you are to navigate a path to victory, or at the very least, to ensure that you live to fight another day. Enough practice. It's time for the test. You've recovered from your soaking, I trust. You wouldn't want to kick a man while he's drowned.
I thought you'd never ask.
Come then, Lord Rosfield. Spar with me.
Yeah, auto use is interesting.
Worthy to be called Shield of the Flame, then prove it.
I never even thought of auto sell, to be honest.
As you wish, my lord.
Maybe other similar games do it that way. I just, maybe that's a hint about how important, like, the guild economy is gonna end up being. AKA not super important.
Go on, you're sure to beat him this time.
You can do it, Clive. Just stay calm.
You're taking this seriously.
Well, I kind of staggered him. Hey, a magic burst too. Was I supposed to know about that already? I forget.
Well, it's time I took my own advice and used all the tools at my disposal.
Oh, he got me with that one. Sneaky Lord Commander Murdoch. Come get it. Come get it. Oh, he did come get it. Hubris.
Come on, Clive. Keep pressing.
Just a little more. We believe in you.
You're a damnably quick learner, Lord Rosfield.
There's a delay on that move. Oh, takedown with the old backstab. Oh, Tails. Okay, that makes sense. Training complete. There we go. I've learned how to fight.
He won! See? I told you he could do it.
Aye.
Bested at last. It's taken me long enough. That was a display worthy of your father. You are a true shield of the flame, and let no one tell you otherwise. Including me. What are you lot gawping at? Back to your drills.
Nice, nice effects on all the trees in the background and stuff. Like, that's one thing that really impresses me about this game is the attention to detail on the stuff that's not even in focus, like the stuff that's not in the foreground.
Joshua, I was just tired. The Phoenix's flames are a gift. You mustn't waste them.
It isn't a waste. My shields look after me. Why shouldn't I?
That's why. You were coughing this morning too. You shouldn't be outdoors.
I'll be fine. It's just a cold.
Don't push yourself.
His Grace has returned!
Father's back.
Hey.
Your Grace, please, this is no place for one.
Aged Noble. Oh my goodness.
Brave hell itself.
That's not very dignified as a name for her. Why not just Noblewoman?
Rosaria thanks you for your indefatigable loyalty.
Thank you, Your Grace.
We live to serve.
Joshua.
Slight Irish accent. I wish I could claim a slight Irish
We have
accent.
discussed this.
I'm sorry.
What you're picking up on is a slight maritime Canadian accent.
Good day to you.
Closer you get to the East Coast in Canada, the closer you get to a kind of bastardized historical Irish. Like, I don't have quite the same accent that they would have in Cape Breton or Newfoundland, for example. But if I don't have my professional radio announcer voice on, and I'm just speaking in a more casual social context with my friends, it comes out a little bit more.
What a way to treat your own flesh and blood.
I know. It's not his fault. Not everyone can be born the Phoenix.
Okay, so what these guys are hinting at is something that we learned a couple scenes later in this demo. That as the firstborn son of this noble family in this kingdom, I was expected to be the one who inherited the power of the Phoenix. But obviously I didn't. And it was that annoying younger kid, my younger brother, who has the power of the Phoenix. So what those guys were hinting at is basically that my failure to inherit the power of the Phoenix is something that really pissed off that Duchess Annabella, who's my mother. She's a little bit of a stickler for the old traditional ways, and really places a lot of weight and value in the people who have those iconic powers. So the fact that I didn't inherit it is kind of a disgrace to her pride as a noble.
Rise, my
That doesn't surprise me at all, Avenger, especially after hearing that the director wanted his entire dev team to watch Game of Thrones. It seems like they were really obsessed with having a kind of medieval European vibe in this game.
Jill and I went to the bay to watch Clive's spa.
Is that so?
Quiet, Toggle. Stop it, boy.
Ron, I think it's a little early, having just played like 2 hours of the game, to call it for Game of the Year yet, but 100% chance it's going to be in contention.
Lift up your head.
A big game like this doesn't come out
Thank you.
and isn't in the running for Game of the Year at least. But remember, Tears of the Kingdom came out this year as well, and that was also extremely well received. There are people who are still obsessed with that game. So it could very well be like a 2-horse race between Final 16 and Tears of the Kingdom. But there are going to be other great games released this year too.
Is the situation truly so grave?
Yeah, Starfield is a big one. Baldur's Gate 3 is a big one. Armored Core 6 Avenger, I think, like, personally, that game's right up my alley, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm sure it's going to be really good, but I'd be surprised. Like, it's a bit more of a niche game. I might be a little bit surprised if it's, like, really in the top running, like, Game of the Year runnings. But we'll see. I'm sure it'll be good.
Where do you think you're going?
It could get a popularity boost due to Elden Ring.
Right.
But that could work against it too. Like, all the people who really loved Elden Ring and are new From fans and try to pick up Armored Core and realize it's not the same kind of game, that might, you know, people might bounce off that one. Alright, so this is hold down to trust in your animal instincts.
Is trouble brewing?
I'm not sure.
That's this button. Okay, so that just refocuses you on where you're meant to be going. So last time in the demo I did not really explore too much, but while we were fighting what's-his-name, I noticed there was like a shiny item up in the galleries, so let's see if we can go find that.
Need to shift this lot before we lose the light.
Is that over there? Oh, it is over there. How do I get over there? My jump is so weak. Look at my little jump. It's so funny. It's not like an action, like, superhero jump. There might be more stairs somewhere else. Not like, for the purposes of this demo, getting items is really important.
Let's get this.
But, you know, who likes to see something shiny and not be able to get it? So it looks like I can get up there from here. Here's where I'm supposed to go. So there's going to be a little cutscene that, again, further emphasizes this whole, like, slave culture that we have running here. See, here's one of those branded guys.
Good as new.
Forgive me, Lord Marquis.
Yeah, Avenger, but the kind of items that I'm picking up here are, like, potions, which I'm gonna get 30 of during the Goblin mission and just keep auto-using them.
It was no trouble. Really.
I already have a save file from the end of the demo anyway. I'm literally replaying it from the start.
More than his kind deserves. Why, neither the Empire nor the Republic treat their bearers half so well. He was lucky to be born in your father's dominion. Very lucky, as I remind him every day.
Don't you just love when your slaves are reminded about how lucky they are to be slaves in such a such kingdom and not the other kingdoms?
Stand.
Like, I'm sure he's very grateful.
I trust his good fortune will continue.
Of course, if that is your lordship's wish.
Don't work too hard. Remember, it is for the good of the duchy that you serve.
As do we all, my lord.
As do we all.
Come along now. Back to your duties.
I'm going to be interested to see what becomes of Jill after the time skip. After
like
we get out of this
I think
flashback. Yeah, so see, we can talk to some of these other slave masters.
I'm having my bearer fill the well, my lord. Best to save what crystals we can, eh?
Wheat harvests down again.
Give me this. Be cool if it was like a great accessory. Oh, a high potion. Okay. So, better than a normal potion. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Display, my lord. Almost felt sorry for the Lord Commander.
Yeah, I agree. Dr. YOLO, that is 100% what that scene means. She basically gives him up to the Empire and says, go ahead and make him a slave and make him fight on the front lines. As kind of like a gift to the Empire. A dirty move.
Nice and quiet.
Obviously, very carefully, narratively crafted to make us really dislike her character. Successfully. Hey, I see that shiny item over there. You really think I'm not gonna... Oh, it won't let me run through the gardens. These are my gardens. I should be able to run on the grass if I want to. See, that was just a potion. That was totally worth it. All right. Back to storyline.
You will put Joshua's comforting
Soda, a big Final Fantasy IX fan.
for your
I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of Final Fantasy games. I played them all. And, I mean, they all have their merits. One thing that actually I think works in the series' favor is that all the games are very different. Like, none of them really rely on each other. So, if someone doesn't like something about one of the games, you just play one of the other ones, and it's not really an issue. But on the other hand, I had a friend who played one of the earlier retro games, like he was looking to get back into the series, he hadn't played any of them. And I forget what one he started with.
My presence, Your Grace. How may I serve you?
But then he played another one in the series and it was totally different, and he was like, what is even happening here?
Do the territories fare any better?
But at least if you love chocobos or moogles or something, you have something to look forward
Pall
to.
of black. In just these few moons, the Blight has taken nigh on all of the northern reaches. It is only a matter of time before it crosses the border.
Fire flames.
Nearly every available bed in the capital is already occupied by those fleeing the Deadlands. Even if we were to send them south, to Port Isolde, more would only follow in their wake. Every day we delay brings us closer to disaster. We must move now.
Against the Iron Kingdom.
We have traded blows with them for too long. It is time to end it.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
Interesting that the Iron Kingdom is already seen as the antagonists at this point 13 years ago. So we just saw them in action.
Iron blood will not relinquish it easily. This will be a bitter fight.
They were the army who had Shiva on their
Ride
side.
for Phoenix Gate tomorrow. There we will listen to the words of our ancestors, as tradition dictates.
Am I to go with you as Joshua's shield?
There is something else I would have you do first. Rodney.
You will have heard the reports, I am sure, of beastmen from the north being sighted within our borders.
Goblins in the Stillwind Marshes. I know of the rumors, yes.
Then
Perfect intro mission, of course. Go fight some
I will
goblins.
give you two good men. While we ride north,
Learn how to navigate a zone.
Stillwind,
Learn how to
search it,
fight some encounters.
then you will join us at Phoenix Gate.
It is time to prove your strength. And shut your mother up for good.
I will do my duty, Your Grace.
That will be all. Rest well. We ride at dawn.
Yes, Your Grace.
Personally, among the more recent Finals Fantasy, I really like Final Fantasy XII. Alright, this is where we're learning about... Oh, we have to hold it. Okay. Yeah, this is the active time lore system. I actually really like this system, and I'm hoping that it gets shamelessly copied by other RPGs. You know, it's kind of like a meme you'll see on Twitter or something. People will say that they took a break from playing an RPG and then they went back to play it again after a couple months and totally forget what's happening or what they're supposed to be doing. This kind of solves that problem. You hold the touchpad and it basically brings up contextual lore. So it shows you like where you are, kind of like information about the kingdom and the characters who are in the scene. Kind of like the X-ray feature on Amazon Prime Video. So you can like just fire up the game and load this up and be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in the capital and I'm supposed to go and do goblin-y stuff. And I believe later on when you unlock like a hub town, all of this lore stuff, so you don't if you're a completionist and you don't want to miss any of the like little encyclopedia entries, all of the lore stuff from that active lore thing gets dumped into like a big like lore menu that you can go back and read it all later. What do you have to say?
This war we mean to wage, it isn't only for control of the Mother Crystal. Above all else, we cannot allow those Ironblood savages to gain...
Well, Avenger, I mean, the new version still has the Gambit system. I think it just takes a little bit of a...
I wish you a safe journey tomorrow.
And are you, Clive?
It takes a little bit of a change in your, like, mental state to think, like... instead of thinking of the Gambit as, like, a chore for laying out what your characters do, think of that as, like, the background strategy of the game. Like, I really liked going into the Gambit menu and, like, becoming a strategist for my other characters and really laying out the kind of, like, actions that they would do. It made it really fun. The Gambit system is one of the reasons I really enjoyed Final Fantasy XII. Didn't quite utilize this during last play. Actually, that's true, Eric. I realize I very severely underutilized that, and while I was testing and setting up this stream, I realized that you can actually open that in cutscenes as well. So yeah, I'll definitely do that throughout the rest of this playthrough. Like when you have a cutscene playing, you can press the menu button to pause the scene, and it will let you bring up that active lore. So definitely remind me in the chat if I'm not doing that enough, and I'll bring it up from time to time. All right, Balcon. There's a specific YouTuber that says about how FF16's a disappointment. Well, you know what? There's definitely going to be some people who say that stuff. And that's fine, like, that's their opinion. I don't expect every single person to be, like, totally all aboard the hype train for this game. You know, one of the complaints I keep seeing is about the action combat system. And you have to realize from the context, most of the people that are complaining about that are going to be people who are really used to strictly turn-based, like, bring up a menu and pick the command for your guy, and that does the action. And to be honest, I think those people can get used to the action combat system if they give it a try, but I can totally understand if they want to be grumpy about it too. Personally, I'm not grumpy about it. I think it's pretty awesome.
Can I? The blood of the Rosfields runs...
Yeah, not just stuck in the past, Amma, but it's like they're asking the game to be something that it's not. Like, there are still lots of turn-based RPGs coming out that you can play, you know what I mean? So...
Oh, to hell with your way!
I mean, even Square Enix, with all the focus on Final Fantasy, they still release Dragon Quest games, and Dragon Quest games are about as traditional RPG as you can get.
The heir to the throne. You can't keep him in swaddling clothes all of his life.
Elwyn!
Don't worry. Clive will watch over him. Though he is a youth of but 15 years, he's already...
In fact, while we're at it, why don't we bring up some active time lore right now? All right. We'll get to read a little bit about Annabella. Her connection to a bloodline that produced many previous dominants of the Phoenix. Indeed, the two are cousins. Classic. So that's part of the context for why she's such a raging bee towards me, is that basically her whole life she's been told that her only purpose is to produce the Phoenix. And when old Clive failed to be the Phoenix, of course she was mad about it.
Fine soldier. You will make a splendid shield.
Did you see...
You see more in him than the...
Avenger, speaking of Toriyama art, did you see that new game that was revealed?
Our household has no...
Was it during the PlayStation event or the Xbox event?
Like any other.
And it almost looked like Toriyama Borderlands game, like it was some kind of like
Nonsense.
deserty.
You are the
I forget what the title was, but it was interesting to see Toriyama art in like a different, like a new IP.
You know as well as I do that I only sit upon the throne because my father was taken before his time. I am merely warming the seat till Joshua comes of age.
You are your father's firstborn son, and you sit upon the throne. All is in its right place.
Oh, I'm a zero. Yeah, it's...
Unlike some.
You're going to get a lot more Game of Thrones vibes probably throughout the entire game. I have a feeling that when Yoshi P made everyone watch Game of Thrones,
Precious noble blood.
it wasn't just to get a feel for tone. It was, I'm not going to say to copy, but a lot of the like subtext of the game is very similar, where you have like a continent that's made up of a bunch of different kingdoms, and there's like warfare between them, and that kind of like jockeying between different noble houses.
This is it.
Yeah, I think if they basically kind of
Prove yourself.
retread some of the themes from Final Fantasy Tactics, it would make sense, because a lot of the like original writers, like a lot of the original Ivalice team worked on this game.
Right.
Nice quiet moment before the storm.
Tomorrow, aren't you?
I am Joshua's shield. I'm sworn to protect him. He takes too many risks. I only wish I could save him from himself.
Clive, you...
I have another mission too. Father has given me my first command.
Well, if you're not going to pray to Metia for your safe return, I shall just have to do it for you.
Let's check out some notes on Jill. Jill Warwick. Princess of the Northern Territories. I knew she was a princess, or not a princess, but I knew she was basically a ward from another kingdom. But I originally had thought she was from, like, the Iron Islands. No, just some other northern kingdom. Actual good crying effects. Actually, check out his skin. Like, he actually has like a skin tone, you know what I mean? It's not just like texture. Looks really good.
Since coming here, I've begun to take peace for granted. I assumed the war between our nations would be the last. But it never really ends, does it?
No.
I keep wanting to like point at stuff on the screen to show you, like, look at that. Look at that, like, stitching on his armor, but you can't see what I'm pointing at.
But you'll be alright, won't you, Clive? You're a shield of Rosaria after all, and blessed by the Phoenix.
Make your move, Clive. Don't chicken out, Clive. Ah.
It's getting cold. We should go in. My lady.
Good night, Clive.
Alright, it's goblin killing time.
Ambrosia?
Oh man, do I get active lore on Ambrosia? I do! Awesome! Quickly turning her beak upon any but he who should attempt to pet her. Nice. Love a good loyal chocobo.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do brilliantly.
I'll try.
Good luck.
Speaking of loyal steeds, I hear crying Dobermans upstairs. Must be, Mrs. Kong putting them to bed.
Friends, we ride for Phoenix Gate. May the blessing of the crystals go with us and shield the Firebird's flame forevermore!
His Grace departs! Open the gates!
I wonder if they're gonna go full Game of Thrones where, like, by the end of the game, every different kingdom's banner is gonna be instantly recognizable.
Lord Rossfield, allow me. I shall see her safely to Phoenix Gate.
Thank you.
Alright, my two generic dudes.
We're ready to depart, my lord.
May I say what an honor it is to serve alongside you?
So much lore, yeah. And this is like a 2-hour demo. Wait till we get 100 hours in and we're doing like the advanced hunts and stuff. I'm so looking forward to spending so much time no-lifing this game.
At our peril.
Not today, we won't.
Sir Wade, Sir Tyler, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
As you command. To the marshes, then.
These guys both just super tall.
May the blessing of the crystals go with us.
Yep, world map, we get that. Okay, I can't bring up the active lore menu on the map screen. That's interesting. Yeah, I should have let it hang there a bit, Emma, to listen to it. That's what I'm saying, like, the big set pieces have really cool, like, big bombastic action music. But even some of the quieter tone, like, background, like, atmospheric music, like when we, at the very start, when we were just kind of, like, walking through that rocky bit,
It's all swamps
there's, like,
from here.
really cool
Step, my lord.
melodic music that's hanging around under there. Sound team definitely did a fantastic job with this game, based on the first 2 hours. Equipping accessories. Let's just go over what they do again. I didn't equip them last time because I didn't want to adulterate the action combat. I wanted to get a feel for what the action combat actually was. Time slows down before an evadable attack. Automatically evade attacks. Okay, so you can do complex combos just by pressing the square button. And this is basically auto-healing once you get below a certain level. Again, for the purposes of fully experiencing the combat system, I don't think I'm really going to need those. But it's nice to know that they're there for people like the people that we were talking about a few minutes ago, who are not a big fan of the action system, to know that you can just equip a little piece of equipment, and, you know, it'll take away that fear or nervousness about having to dodge attacks. You don't need to worry about that anymore, or you don't need to worry about... I think there's one that lets you, like, auto-recover from getting knocked down. So that kind of thing just takes a little bit of the anxiety burden away from people who don't want to play a button-mashing action game. I really like the goblin language in this game. They have little stone axes. They're so cute.
With me.
I'm gonna do goblin impressions on my stream. Whoa! Mortal blow, eh? That was quite the combo. Okay, got him.
Goblins.
That was everyone?
So the reports were true.
We should press on. There may be more ahead.
Yeah, I think there are more ahead. Let's press on. Sorry about the janky camera. I'm just flipping it all over the place here with no regard for anyone's safety. I saw you in here. Strength tonic.
Welcome to Stillwind.
Have care, my lord.
Have care. Let's get him.
There's more.
Putting full magic burst combos on these guys. Whoa, attacked from behind. Not like it matters. Loot. Yes, thank you.
Stay down.
Who else? I'm sure I missed some loot. Oh, there it is. Just as I left. They kind of remind me, Emma Zero, they kind of remind me of Gremlins. You know, from the old Gremlins movie? The Gremlins from Gremlins? Gremlins were a little more, Can I jump out that window? Did I test this last time? Yes, I did. Whoa, baby! Okay, this is the way. Let's drop in and say hello.
Watch out, my lord. Some of their number are spell snakes. And what a number. We'll all have our hands full here.
Oh, I didn't unlock. There were other, like, skills that you can unlock that I did not bother to unlock yet. Trying to be too fancy. Alright, let's potion up. Oh, a certain amount of your hit points automatically recover. That was that little green zone. Let's do it. Alright. There we go. Potion me. This happened to me last time too. I could not parse where to go. Must be here. Must be here. Right. Okay, bridge comes down. Now I can go across.
We should be nearing the old village square.
But it's a trap.
It might not be a nest of goblins.
Alright, we're motoring through this. So we'll have this little, like, ogre guy boss fight, and then the surprise monster boss fight. Let's see what we have for active time lore in the Goblin Village. Oh, my boys. Generic Rodney. Oh, that's, yeah, no, Lord Commander Rodney. This guy's just Sir Wade. He doesn't have a second name. Same with you, Tyler. Goblins have their own unique language. Yes, they do. Do we just assume who died? Tyler and Wade, I think? Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled, because I know they appear throughout the, like, the next action scene as well.
I'm working on it.
Like, you meet up with them and go, like, fight through the castle with them. But, obviously, we know what happens at the end of that scene, so...
Care to thin the herd?
Yeah, let's thin the herd. I keep forgetting these magic guys. Just face tank them. All right.
And there was one.
If this is the generic battle music, it sounds awesome.
Shit! He's invited a friend! On your feet, Sir Wade.
Here it comes.
Founder, that's a swing and a half. Be ready to move when it winds up for another. You don't have to tell me twice.
Be ready to move. Meanwhile, I get absolutely flattened. Oh, what's that? Oh, partial stagger. Yeah, we know what that is. Full stagger. Get him. Get him in the underparts. That's just some ogre butt crack right there. Oh, you have to keep dodging. No! Ah! It's so many dodges.
Let me attend to your wounds.
I like how you can see your allies actually, like, back out and then rush back in after the attack is finished. Like, the NPCs actually follow combat fundamentals. Alright, I dodged the last couple of those. Trying to get better at these magic bursts. Like, stringing your 4-hit combo together with the magic attacks in between.
You show them.
We'll find out if they escaped. We'll really keep our eyes peeled for our old buddies. Give me those armlets. That's what I'm not sure of, Avenger. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Although, to me, it might have just been my timing. But to me, it looked like when I was doing that, like, hit magic, hit magic, hit magic, hit magic, it was all the first hit of the combo over and over again. Like, my magic was interrupting the combo. So I'm not 100% sure. It may tell you in-game somewhere or in the instruction manual when we get the instruction manual. But I was just, like, experimenting to see if you could actually do that or not. Do we get a little active time lore of that big fella? No, it's just the same stuff we've seen already. Maybe if I had done it during the battle.
Come back and fight, you coward!
After him, before he summons the rest.
There's another a place where we can try that in the next battle. First, let's gear up. Gimme. Gimme.
There he is.
Damn it.
Yeah, so the magic burst times 2, it might just be kind of like when you do multiple precision dodges in a row. It might just be telling you like how many you've done in a row without interrupting them. But maybe that means it is part of the combo. Because essentially, if you're doing 3 precision dodges in a row, that's basically a combo of dodges. Alright, time for some fun.
What's in there?
Lore time. No Morbol lore yet.
Keep clear of its maw, my lord. That
What
thing's
about now?
breath is worse than its bite.
Yeah, that's all different hits in the combo. So you are able to do magic burst between the combo, like between the normal hits. See, I'm doing like a down swipe and a side swipe. Let's not get bad breath.
That reeks! I said, stay away from its mouth!
Oh, nice! I dodged that too early every time. Flattened.
Nice try.
Yeah, look at that. Magic burst times 3 and then the full combo. Really liking that.
Where's it going? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, here we learn about the QTEs, or the cinematic strikes. Insta-staggered.
Now! Before it recovers! Give me attention.
your wounds. I'm in your debt.
Yes, attend to my wounds, please, so I don't have to. Oh, I forgot. That's a move. Oh, we got him. Iconic breakthrough. Okay. Oh, I didn't dodge that at all. I'm in it. Really having a much better feel for the combat this time through than I did in my first playthrough. It's gonna get wild when you unlock more abilities. Like, I purposely haven't unlocked any of the extra abilities just so I could get used to playing with, like, the normal combos. When you start throwing, like, jumping hits and like aerial combos and stuff into the game, that's gonna get pretty cool.
Now for the final push, my lord.
I don't think this will be the final push yet. I've not tried the combat demo part yet. No, I wanted to do this first, and I was actually kind of debating the combat demo part for a couple of reasons, which I'll talk about after this fight is over. Oh, I precision dodged that. That's hilarious.
Rather we made it die.
Trisket. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Sorry I'm fighting this giant, disgusting monster. I would have responded to your comment sooner. As soon as this guy croaks, I'll get back to the chat. Don't worry, my friends.
Nice try.
I'm getting better at dodging. Oh, I'm in the muck, though. I love hearing the NPCs doing their, like, combat grunting and groaning. It's actually really well done. The voice acting in this game, I have to give it credit so far. It's very good. Alright, come on back this way, bro. Oh, you're going down. Alright, what did we miss? Yo, Kong, you don't look anything like what I expected. Oh, well, I got a lot of comments like that after my last stream, but thank you. Hopefully it's a pleasant surprise and you're not saying that I'm much more hideous than you expected. I'm doing alright. I'm really enjoying this Final Fantasy game, and I can't wait till next week when the full game comes out. I think I'm literally going to stream the whole thing. Like, even if I'm just planning on having a quiet night and just chilling and playing the game, I'll just pop the stream on. Why not? Was that a parry? I don't think I parried against the Morbol, but I did parry against the big ogre guy. So yeah, Avenger, as to why I haven't tried the later combat demo yet, someone told me it's actually a part of the later game, so it might be kind of spoilery, but personally I don't really care about that. The reason I was debating whether I wanted to play it or not was because they give you a bunch of, like, abilities and gear and stuff, and just from a pure gameplay perspective, I thought it might be more fun to, like, gradually build up to having that skill set. So instead of just jumping in with a bunch of skills and, like, learning how to combo on the controller, if I, like, let the natural flow of the game, like, ramp me up to that point, But to be honest, after playing through this early part of the demo twice, I think I probably will do it just so I can, you know, milk as much out of the demo as I can.
We should get moving. We don't want to be caught out here after dark.
If we set off now, we can still...
Eric Huang, what happens if you fail those cinematic reactions? I'm not sure. I haven't really failed one. I assume you just take some damage. Like, a lot of the stuff in this game, like the cinematic stuff, is really kind of on rails, especially the Eikon battles. So I assume what happens there... Let's see if we get a Morbol lore now. No, we still don't. We're still just on the goblin thing. Anyway, what I was saying was I assume... Like, if you get smoked during the Eikon battles, you just take a bunch of damage, and then it keeps going through, like, the scripted part of the fight. So I assume it's similar to that. Do I stroke it in the shower majestically? Everything I do is majestically, Lux. Let us continue. So because of the Blight, which this is a common theme in Final Fantasy games, where the crystals are like the lifeblood of the planet, and they're what keeps the planet alive and healthy, and the Blight, or whatever they call it, like in Final Fantasy 1, it's like the earth rotting and the winds, that whole like thing. So this comes back over and over again in Final Fantasy games. And in this one, it's characterized as the Blight, which is the Lord Eddard Stark guy referred to the north as like Deadlands, and I just blamed the Blight for that Marlborough being here. So it's going to be something where like monsters encroach on human civilization when the light of the crystals isn't as strong. Classic crystal stuff. Okay, so there's something in one of the scenes here coming up a little bit later on that I really enjoyed. There's like a nice subtle touch. That really kind of exemplifies what they're able to do with the engine on PS5. So I'll bring it up again when the scene actually happens.
Drink and be merry, boys! Good work on the morrow. Must be gratifying to see your student making such a name for himself.
The young lord has a bright future ahead of him.
Aye, and one of these nights he may even deign to join us.
There's a lot of bread on these tables. Yeah, if you like medieval stuff, you're going to enjoy this game.
Are you unwell?
No, Father. Just a little tired.
Well, it has been a long day.
They all like Clive, don't they?
Aye. Your brother will be a fine shield. We're all very proud of him.
I definitely need a much better chair.
Ugh. Is it that the dominance is always born into our family? It doesn't seem fair.
We cannot live.
Who in the chat has a good gaming chair recommendation?
And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua. Blessed to be a dominant, to wield the power of an Eikon. Our family has been chosen to share that power with the people. So that is what we must do.
Follow me, boy, on the rolling green meadows. Louder, my friends! Louder!
Yeah, same with me, Cursed. I've always been an office chair man. Partly because most of the time that I'm down here, like, this is also my editing studio. I'm mostly, like, doing office work. But to be honest, office chair work and gaming chair work is very similar.
Poor Jill. She'll be wondering where you've got to.
Oh, do we get Torgal lore? Yeah, give me that Torgal lore. Yep, yep. Baby direwolf from the north, separated from his pack.
So much for you being a fine hound.
I'm not gonna keep pointing out every single Game of Thrones parallel, but come on. Come on.
This is where you've been hiding.
What are you doing out here?
I didn't see you at the feast.
Feasts are the only time shields are allowed to take their ease, and I've never really been one for cakes and ale.
It's the vegetables I don't like.
Yeah, Torgal's definitely the best. He's so small right now. He's so small.
I hear you slew a Morbol. All the men were singing your praises.
They never used to. When I joined the ranks, everyone thought I was a spoilt little lordling. If I didn't know how to handle a sword, I'd be a laughingstock. The Archduke's firstborn failure. You're the one they really believe in. I'm jealous.
That's not true. They don't believe in me. They believe in the power of the dominant.
My brother the Phoenix, ruler over life and death.
It isn't fair. It should have been you. I don't have what it takes to lead our people. I don't have the strength. But you do.
Every man has his duty. Ours was decided long ago, when our ancestors chose to instate the dominant as the Archduke of Rosaria.
So this is an interesting little piece of context as well. He's talking about how their ancestors decided to institute whoever the dominant was as the Archduke. So that's how, like, the dominant, or whoever had the power of the Phoenix, became, like, the noble bloodline. It seems like not every kingdom does it that way. Like, in the very beginning of the game, the guy who was the Titan dominant just seemed like a huge guy who was like a fighter in that kingdom. Obviously an important character, but he wasn't necessarily like the king of that kingdom.
However hard it gets.
So it'll be interesting to see as the game goes on if different kingdoms basically handle their dominance in different ways. Or if they all just end up being like nobles, which would be
Before I can do that, you need
kind of boring.
yourself.
I don't see it going that way, though. I think each of the dominants are going to kind of have their own little, like, political role to play.
Good night, Torgal.
So cute. Okay, this scene, one of the things I want you to look out for in this scene, when the guys come up to the gate with the wagon. And they're obviously, like, anyone who's familiar with RPG tropes can tell that these guys are sneaking into the castle, like, they're not really with us. One of the actual guardsmen makes, like, a crack or a joke to this guy. And he, like, smirks and, like, half chuckles at the guy's joke, but then when he turns his back, like, the expression on his face changes, and you can just read the expression, like, he's not amused at all. He's like, ugh, give me a break. But on previous generations, you wouldn't really be able to get that emotion across. Look at this. See that, like, subtle change in the guy's face? Like, to be able to convey that just with a facial expression in a video game is awesome. I love that. They waste no time, of course, here, wasting these guys. But it's just like a little touch. The fact that they can use animation as part of their storytelling. Meanwhile, these guys weren't far behind.
Captain. We proceed as...
What do we got on these guys? Oh, just this is the Ducal army again.
And
See the dude coming in with the big, like, white scarf draped over him? I wonder if that's the Dragoon that we fight later. We didn't get a good look at him there, but he was the one who was dressed differently. Forgot I actually had to go through this section controlling Joshua. So the thing he does with the ball of light in this scene is actually really cool. It's a really nice touch of people using magic for, like, convenient features. I hope there's more of that later in the game.
Forgive me, my prince. It's me, Wade. You probably don't remember me.
I remember. What is it?
We're under attack. I don't know who they are, but they've set light to half the castle. I must get you to safety, Your Highness.
Very well. I'm ready.
Follow me, Your Highness.
Light at the fledgling time. See, that little ball of light is so cool. It's such a nice little...
Are the enemy already inside the castle?
...feature.
I'm afraid so, Your Highness. We must hurry.
Should I let Wade do all my fighting? Can I actually get into Joshua's... Oh yeah, here we go. Well, Joshy has stats. But I can't, like, get into his gear or anything. Oh, the Burning Thorn, one of a set of 7 swords said to have been forged in the flames of Mount Drustanus. The Burning Thorn has been passed down through generations for use by the Archduke's family. It's the smallest of the 7. So these are like Valyrian steel blades, hereditary blades. I'm sure we'll encounter more of those. Perhaps in the hands of our enemies. The one blade to rule them all is going to be the one that Torgal's wielding at the end of the game.
I have to help them. Everything's on fire.
Fall back, Your Highness! He's not one of us!
No.
Get toasted. Oh, Wade's getting him. Chop, chop. Put the burning thorn to good use.
I saw them at the feast. They were laughing.
This is Sambra-Quagarb. But why would the Empire...
Do we get lore on the Empire already, since he just mentioned them? Yes! Wow! That didn't take long at all. He just says this is Sambra-Quagarb, and here we go. One of the northeastern kingdoms. The realm's largest theocracy. I see.
We must find my father.
And I guess their holy emperor is His Radiance, who my mother refers to at the very end of this demo.
Who goes there? Boy, take him.
Hello there, Imperial Legionnaires. Finish him off, Wade. Yeah, way to go.
Damn it, the bastards are everywhere.
Why would the Empire do this?
Oh man, Joshua picking up 4 gil on his way out of the fortress. Just in case. I did this last time too. I was like, do I go down there? I don't. I don't go down there. But it'll be good for Joshua to have that 4 gil in case he needs to buy anything once he gets out of here.
I am the dominant. You're unhurt.
Nice 1-2 combo. Joshua blasting him with a spell, and then Wade giving him the old leaping chop. Let's keep this excellent teamwork on the go. Alright, this is Tyler, right?
Tyler! Damn it! His wounds are deep.
I can save him.
Your Highness,
Don't worry. You're going to be all right.
I'll hold them off.
I do like as soon as Clive comes into the room, Joshua stops healing this guy. He's just like, oh, hey, Clive.
Clive!
Joshua! Come here. Tyler, you're hurt.
I'll survive.
Yeah, it definitely
Thanks
is a touch of realism.
Your Grace, Lord Murdoch.
Alright, all the All-Stars are here together in one room. All the named characters from our kingdom.
Young prince. Well done, Sir Wade.
Except for Jill, but she didn't come on this mission. She stayed back in the capital.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Torgal's here somewhere, though.
We cannot stay here. We should make straight for the rear gate.
Actually, that's a good point, Avenger. We were wondering if anyone survived from this fortress. But Torgal was definitely here, like we saw them hanging out with him last night. And we know, obviously, that Torgal gets away. So maybe, maybe Tyler and Wade do survive and get away with Torgal, and we'll meet 13 years later, Tyler and or Wade.
May the winds speed you to Rosalith.
The north gate's up ahead. There are chocobos in the stables. Father, take Joshua and get to safety.
No, I'm not going.
I guess I'm hoping that Ambrosia escapes as well.
Shield, remember?
I remember, which is why I'm going to hold the enemy here while you make your escape.
I will order our remaining forces to rally at the gate. Now go.
I will do my duty. You must do your duty too.
I know.
You have to keep Father safe.
See how his skin on his face actually looks like skin, like it's flushed in certain areas and not in others? It's good. Emerald Dragon. Yes. Back on the Final 16 demo train again. Thanks for coming to the chat, though. Alright, Murdoch. Let's go fight the rest of these guys. Give me that. I have to figure out how to cycle the lock on, like when you lock on to someone and you want to be on someone else. Alright. That's something for later.
Damn it all.
Oh man. If they somehow use this engine for Final Fantasy XIV, that would be amazing. I'm still fairly early in Final 14. I'm on Stormblood. Relatively recently started Stormblood. I'm not sure how long it is, but I'm not really deep into it. So yeah, if they but if they wanted to like upgrade the engine this much, they'd really have to cut the old consoles loose. Like there's no way you'd be able to have something like this on PS4. But I'd be okay with that.
Let none escape.
As you command. You take care of that spellcaster. I'll keep the others occupied.
No, not this guy. See, I'm not sure how to switch my targeting. I guess I'll just unlock and then lock again. I like how this captain ends up being like a total pushover and you're like, oh yeah, we did it. No, it was too easy.
That's them done.
Ash, game any good? Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm really impressed with it so far.
We should head back.
Basically, from every perspective. From a gameplay perspective, the combat is real smooth and snappy. Do I get a lore on this guy already, even though he's just still flying through the air? Oh, I can't even bring it up. Yeah, the narrative, like the story, seems really deep and like nuanced already, just like having been 2 hours into it. There, now can I look? No. Wait till the fight starts? Oh, I didn't notice this before. Down on the bottom right, you've got little Final Fantasy VI style party member sprites. I didn't notice that before. They're pretty cute. The Murdoch sprite, it shows that he's much taller than me. Oh yeah, this is different for sure. I think the thing that impresses me most about this demo is that it's so well paced. Like, it's the prologue of the game, so they want to give you like a feel for all the aspects of the game, and they managed to include a bunch of that into the first 2 hours. So you get like an Eikon Battle, you get some of the like political context.
Stay still, damn you!
You get a bunch of boss battles, you get some normal fighting, you get like a chance to play as Joshua instead of as your main guy.
time is past!
I keep dodging those too early. I dodged that one way too late. Yeah, I have to start using Shift Strike more. It's a cool skill. Oh, he's getting madder.
He's open! Now, Clive! Have at it!
I will.
You're going to regret that, boy.
No, he got me. Well, that wasn't a parry. I was trying. There we go. There's a parry for you, Zero. That was way too early to be a parry. I'm getting totally smoked here because I keep, like, walking into his attacks trying to parry them. Got him. Oh. He has a shrivel of health left. There. Alright, let's see. What are people talking about? Valentine's event. I think it's next week. Oh yeah, YouTube can see comments. Final Fantasy 16 does look amazing. I saw one of the banners was called... Oh no, that was just the Oathsworn banner. It was called Heart's Requital, but that's the name of the Langrisser 1, 2, and 3 wishlist banner. Yeah, there's still... I think there should still be another week left, because Endless Voyage goes on for another 2 weeks.
I'm fine.
Now do we get Dragoon lore? No. I guess we don't know who that guy was. So yeah, Endless Voyage is for another 2 weeks, so there should be another 2 weeks left in the Awakener update. Next week should be the Valentine banners. There should be 3 separate ones.
Not yet. Their numbers were too few. They were not here to take the castle. They were here to take heads. Our work is done. We should return to my father.
My lord.
Lightning, thanks for the follow, by the way.
We issued these sashes but yesterday in Rosalith.
I know it happened an hour ago, but it didn't pop up on my little overlay until just now, so sorry about the delay.
Take your steed.
If you're still here. If you're not, still thank you, but you won't hear it.
What is that?
Okay, now this is another interesting piece of lore context that we don't actually have answered yet. Because this is early in the game. So I still have theories about this little guy. We do know at least that Clive has some uncontrollable icon abilities. Unknown icons at this point. And obviously we know from later on in the game that Clive is going to have the ability to control multiple icons. So I almost feel like that little, like, masked guy kind of plays a similar role as the Asians in Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, thanks for the follow, by the way, Avenger.
We ride for Rosalith to rally our forces. I will need your help to see Joshua safely back to the capital.
So yeah, I have a feeling like that, maybe not even that specific guy, but there's going to be something going on with Clive as, like, people are trying to basically manipulate, like, the icons and the dominance.
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but that won't be possible.
You honorless snakes!
Stay back! I'm warning you!
Run, Joshua, run! No!
Okay, so we know that Wade is still alive. Oh, it's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be bloody and feathery.
I have to keep Father safe.
There's gonna be a part coming up at the end of the demo that I'm not gonna talk over this time because it has some of the best voice acting I've ever heard in a video game.
I'm counting on you, Joshua. Oh, fuck.
Kill him! Now!
Okay, so Torgal was in the room with Wade and Tyler.
Phoenix.
The Phoenix!
Joshua! Lord Murdoch! His Highness! Joshua! Stop this!
He's lost control!
Right, exactly, Avenger. We know Torgal lives and they were all there with him, so I'm hoping that old Wade and Tyler will come back at some point in, like, a similar scene when Torgal comes back. Because Ambrosia's here too, our favorite Chocobo. I don't know if Ambrosia survives, but I like to assume Ambrosia does because I'm a big Chocobo fan and don't like the idea of them getting hurt.
Thank you, God. You saved my life.
She just has a concussion.
Get her on her feet and run. Please. Joshua, are you in pain?
Not now! Come on! You're his shield! Do your duty!
Save him. My lord? What in the name of...
See, like, this is like a ghost dominant or something. Someone else who's using Clive, like, basically inhabiting Clive to It's not necessarily that Clive is this icon. Oh no, Murdoch! All right, here we go. Yeah, and that's why later on in this cutscene, Clive is like a passenger in his own body who's screaming for it to stop, because whoever that, like, spirit creature was, who is the Ifrit dominant, was using his body to enact this whole, like, Eikon battle. Just a working theory. Alright, so here we are revisiting the battle from the very beginning of the demo. This time, we actually know what's going on, so we can control the battle a little bit more, and we can hear Joshua's voice lines. At the very start, we weren't able to actually aim, and we weren't able to hear Joshua, because it was just Clive's memory, and the game didn't want to give us too much too soon. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to know. Alright, so we're gonna do the old Mines of Moria Gandalf versus Balrog tumble. Well, at least we know that Murdoch died, because we actually watched him get incinerated by Ifrit. Or Icon of Fire, they're calling him on the screen. But we still don't have anything definitive about Wade and Tyler's fate. I'm going to generously assume they survive until I know otherwise. This music is so goddamn good. Speaking of collateral damage, right? Where'd you go? There you are. Too much junk in the skies. There we go.
I made a promise to my brother. And I mean to keep it.
Hit him with your super move, Phoenix. Oh, did he dodge my whole awakening that was controlled for me by the game? My scripted awakening? Alright, let's go up. Uh-oh. Is this the DPS check? We got him. I think I dodged every one of his attacks. Oh, insta-killed. Oh, that's just so they can show me the Phoenix Rebirth thing. I dodged his attacks too successfully, so it had to script me getting killed. I hope Joshua levels up here. He's gonna need his level for what's coming. Alright, so that guy was a survivor until that happened. That means there are some other survivors, potentially, who weren't just toasted in that Eikon battle. Although you wouldn't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, when Phoenix is doing this. Alright, I am not going to speak over this part because I think the voice acting in this scene is just incredible for video game VA.
I'll kill you! I'll fucking kill you!
That was pretty explodey at the end. I hope Torgal had the good sense to run far and fast.
Please!
That's a good scene. And now it's so cold and grey after all that firefighting.
What a mess that monster made. Damn shame about the Phoenix.
Super desaturated.
Can't be helped. Oh, my condolences, Your Grace. Is there aught we can do?
Haven't you done enough, Captain?
She's the only flash of color in the scene, and it's a cold color.
He is gone. I can only pray there will be a place for me in the world his radiance seeks to create.
I see. Your Grace, over here. The rubble must have protected him from the worst of the flames. Shall we take him prisoner?
No need for that. Kill him. Wait. As my husband never tired of telling me, he is a fine soldier. I'm sure he would make an excellent addition to the Imperial front line.
See, she hates him so much, she didn't even hesitate to order him killed.
Place.
But she's just like having him be enslaved instead, just for an extra little
Take this one.
piece of malice. That's how much she hates the idea that he disgraced her bloodline.
Chin up, lad. You're going to be a soldier.
And scene. What a great demo. Oh, Najin, maybe I was talking over the line, or you just missed it. But he was gonna mercy kill this guy. Or not necessarily mercy kill, but he was gonna kill him. And she said, instead of killing him, make him a soldier. So they're gonna essentially make Clive a slave. That's why they put the brand on his face. And where we meet him later in the game, where he's essentially like a member of a hit squad. So it's going to be kind of like a Gladiator scenario, if you've seen the movie Gladiator, where Clive has to kind of like work his way back up and presumably get his revenge and find out what's going on. Cool demo. Look at that, I have 2 demo complete files now. I'm going to create another one. So that one took me about 2 hours. The other one might have taken me like 20 more minutes, but that's because I took more time to like read and explore. This one I went through a little bit more quickly, and I was better at the combat as well. So that is the end. We played from start to finish a second time Final Fantasy XVI demo. I mentioned at the end of the last demo as well that at some point I will be doing this iconic challenge mode. I'm not sure exactly when, but probably this weekend, I guess. Well, I guess I have Apex Arena battles in Langrisser this weekend, but the full game doesn't come out till Thursday, so maybe that gives me like Monday to play through the iconic challenge, the second half of the demo. From what I've heard, it's about the same length as what we just played through, so another couple of hours. And it's not just... At first I thought it was going to be like an arena mode, where you basically just like have different skills and you can fight to learn like the combat system. But it's actually a slice of later on in the game where you actually have some different things available to you. So there will be some plot to it as well. But like I said, not going to jump into that right now because it's after 1 o'clock in my time zone. And over the weekend, I'm going to be playing Langrisser instead of this. So Iconic Challenge, maybe we will revisit that. Actually, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday night. But if not, then we'll look to tackle it on Monday. So thanks so much, everyone, for coming out and visiting as we played through a demo again. I have to say, this is the first time I've ever played a demo like twice back to back. So it's promising for the game. The game is definitely very interesting from a combat perspective and from a narrative perspective, and even just the systems, like the little like UI elements and the main menu screen and like the way the lore can be surfaced to you in the game. They've got a lot of nice touches in this. Dr. YOLO, so Joshua is not dead. I read that as Joshua definitely being dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't. They all seem to think he was, like Clive certainly thinks he was, and Duchess Annabella certainly thinks he was, because she said, like, oh, Joshua's my whole world and now he's gone. So she's going off to, like, scheme with the Empire to become a part of the Empire's world. And it may sound cruel given what we just witnessed, but I would be okay with Joshua being dead. Like, him dying is a really good inciting force for Clive's character growth. Especially, like, as he has to grapple with the guilt around what happened and also figuring out what happened and how he can, like, redress that. It's actually a really good inciting force, especially getting you to kind of sympathize with Joshua and, like, learn about him throughout the early part of the game. And then to have that, like, big climactic moment hit, it's a really good, like, a strong and impactful way to start things off. And the fact that they include it in the demo, too, so that everyone can, like, get a taste of that kind of tone before they decide to buy the game or not, I can definitely see this hooking people. I know one person who's planning on buying a PlayStation 5 now specifically to get this game, and he's not going to be the only one. This is definitely a system seller. Alright, so if you haven't already, definitely like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow the channel on Twitch, or if you're considering feeling very generous, go ahead and subscribe to the channel on Twitch as well, so that you can get notifications whenever I start streaming. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming a lot of Final Fantasy, but I'll also be streaming some other little side games as well. Like one that was on sale recently was, what was it? Carrion, the game. It's kind of like a Metroidvania game where you play as like a genetically modified monster creature. That was on sale, so I picked that up just for fun. That might be a fun one to stream. But I'll be doing a lot more of this, Let's Plays and playthroughs and that kind of thing. So, yeah, follow and subscribe if you'd like to get notifications when I'm going to be doing this. And I'll catch you then. Thanks for watching, everyone.